Hi, my name is ZaKaiRan, and welcome to another one of my outrageously amazing, insanely enlightening master keys of creation about how to be the unlimited source master of divine creation that you truly are to create the joy, love, well-being, and abundance that you desire. You'll find tons more self-empowering goodies to help you become a conscious, deliberate creator of reality on my website at ZaKaiRan.com. So here we go. The secret key of enlightenment, living unconditionally in a very conditional world. The secret key of enlightenment and experiencing a life of immense bliss and divine fulfillment, as well as living a life of unlimited joy, well-being, and abundance, is to live as your own source self lives. Or to use old school terminology, to live as God lives, which is unconditional love, which is finding the feeling of love, joy, happiness, well-being, prosperity, excitement, bliss, and fulfillment without needing external conditions to be certain ways to create those joyful, happy feelings within you, which is the definition of unconditional living and loving. Source is not, as humans portray God to be, which is conditional and judgmental like them. Instead, Source is 100% pure, unconditional love. Zero judgment whatsoever. I love you no matter what you do. And 100% unconditional joy. God's source, who we all truly are, is 100% unconditional love and unconditional joy. In other words, source does not rely upon external conditions to affect the feeling of love and joy. Source, God's source, does not care what you're doing and need you to change so that he, she, it, all that is, can feel better about itself and feel better about you. Source is full of 100% infinite love and joy, regardless of what any of us are doing down here on planet Earth, ever have done or ever will do. And the conditions of our existence and thoughts and beliefs and desires and actions, etc., do not affect at all the infinitely expanding love and joy of Source in the least. If we're good little kids, our source, the source, all that is, the universe, etc., is happy and full of love. And if we're what we would call bad little kids, doing naughty things, source is still 100% pure, infinite, unconditional love and joy, with zero judgment whatsoever. Humans erroneously believe that they are limited and finite and faulty and sinful, etc., and then project those limitations and faults, supposed limitations and faults and limited beliefs upon Source. They believe that they can die and cease to exist, or they can optionally be immortal if they were good little kids, or be destroyed entirely if they were really bad, or at the very least be eternally punished for being bad little kids. But of course, that is all stupid, idiotic, uneducated, ignorant, childish crap. Every single soul is eternal and immortal, and our unconditionally loving nature ensures that eternity and that immortality. Nothing and no one has some sort of mortal control over anyone else, because everyone is Source. And everyone is 100% in control of their own lives and creations. There is nothing and no one that was somehow created separate from and somehow outside of Source. Of course, the ignorant and uneducated, unenlightened, Neanderthalic, childish concept of evil and a devil are the epitome of this false belief that something or someone could be separate and outside of God, and it was created by some sort of anti-God or something along those lines, which of course is all just the wild imaginings of scared little humans with no basis in reality whatsoever. The spirit of every human soul and every animal soul and plant soul and mineral soul, etc., is 100% eternal and 100% unconditional in nature, because it is all, we are all source. Our spirits, our source selves, if you will, are non-physical in nature. So therefore, they do not rely upon physical reality as a condition to determine how we as non-physical spirits will feel. I mean, why would we do that anyway? We are non-physical. The physical world is finite. And it is also infinite at the same time, because everything and everyone in the physical world comes and goes, because everything is transitory. But everything is infinite and finite. And at the same time, try wrapping your head around that. So, the finite part is that everything is transitory. Everything physical is transitory. That's the finite part. But we as non-physical source are all infinite, and we can eternally create more and more and more and better and better and better physicalness forever and ever. So that's the infinite part of physical reality. And sometimes things are good and yummy and thriving and fun in the world of form, and sometimes things suck the royal dino dong. But it's only us humans, well, and of course you have to include other beings that are also limited in natures, that are of extraterrestrial nature. But anyway, for our purposes, it's only us humans that fret and cry about unwanted things, because as source, our source selves know that everything is temporary and can change as well as improve in a second. And everything will always improve over time. As source, we always know that. We always know that everything improves and is improving, because the essence of the universe, the essence of creation, is eternal improvement, eternal expansion. So everything improves over time, regardless of how dismal they may look now. And regardless if we judge what's happening as good or bad, sad or glad, Source sees it all as one big, long, infinite, fun adventure of creation. Source does not pick at every little aspect of creation like it's picking for nits in someone's hair. That's why every soul is here on earth, to experience that joyful adventure of creation that Source has, that Source sees all creation as one big, long, infinite, fun adventure of creation. No one is here for any other reason than for the joyful adventure of creation. The Source joy of creating good stuff and bad stuff, because it's all ultimately good stuff. It's all ultimately adventurous stuff. It's all just creation. It's just an adventure of creation. No one's here to prove anything, or to learn anything, or to earn anything, because the learning part is just an inevitable result of creation. Growth and expansion are just givens in reality, in creation, while we live and create on this leading edge of creation in physical reality. The other givens are our natural divine essences of unconditional love and joy that most people have forgotten, as well as infinite well-being and abundance. Our natural divine essences are love and joy, as well as infinite well-being and abundance. And everything that is less than infinite unconditional love, joy, well-being, and abundance, anything that is limited in nature, is not, I repeat, not our natural state of being as Source or as humans, and is therefore just part of the adventure of physical creation. Because unjoyful, unwanted, unpleasant things are extremely valuable because they inspire us to create joyful, wanted, yummy, fun, pleasant things. Unwanted things inspire us to desire wanted things. It's as simple as that. Simply put, shitty things inspire us to create new and wonderful things. So we all came down here and jumped into these bodies as babies, or if you're a walk-in, you jumped in as an adult to live in this conditional world. This world of contrast, of unwanted things, this world of infinite conditions. As the unconditional source masters that we truly are, to be unconditional masters of creation in a very conditional world. To be infinite, immortal spirits in finite, mortal physical bodies for the joyful adventure of creating our non-physical desires into physical reality. And the reason most people are having a hard time being in their bodies and living in this conditional world is because they have forgotten the fact that they are unconditional spirits in living in a conditionally physical world. Let me repeat that for you. The reason most people are having a hard time being in their bodies on planet Earth and living in this very conditional world of contrast, of unwanted things, is because they have forgotten the fact that they are unconditional spirits, that they are source living in a conditionally physical world. They are unconditional. Unconditional love, and unconditional joy, and unconditional well-being, and unconditional abundance, living in a conditional world. But the ones that finally understand their divine, infinite, immortal, unlimited nature are the ones that have a lot more fun down here on planet Earth and who enjoy being in a body. I have a shitload of fun being on planet Earth and being in a body because of my expanded awareness and my ability to embrace the sensuality of life and not judge any aspect of life. The over-identification with one's body is one of the major causes of suffering because it is so conditional and so reliant upon other people's perceptions of what's pretty and handsome and fit and young and old, etc., as a way of proving one's worthiness. But when you understand that you are not your body, then you can start really enjoying your body and not give yourself a hard time if you're not a supermodel or you can't quite see that 12-pack. The key to living a truly fulfilling and happy and abundant life is, as we began this podcast, is to try your best to live as your own source self lives. But while you are physical, to do your best to be unconditional in nature, even though you're surrounded by a billion ever-changing physical conditions that, of course, you can react to positively or negatively. And the key to that door is to find the feeling of joy, love, abundance, excitement, bliss, fulfillment, well-being, etc., without needing external conditions to be certain ways to create those feelings. And that's the purpose of meditation and the countless other alignment processes, such as affirmations and visualizations and mantras, etc., that, of course, I rampantly provide and are available to you from lots of other amazing masters. And the goal, the purpose, etc., of those alignment processes, meditation, etc., is to enter a state of unconditional love. and to find the feelings of unconditional joy, well-being, and abundance that is independent of the physical conditions. The point of meditation and other alignment spiritual practices is not, I repeat, not designed to transcend the physical world. You did not go through the entire process of getting into a body as a soul and then putting up with all that crap growing up and going through puberty and all of the invaluable physical and emotional experiences of school and parents and siblings and family and dynamics and relationship dynamics and religious dynamics and political and money and prosperity dynamics, etc., to then spend the rest of your life trying to get out of here, to try to get away from physical existence. We didn't come here to get out of here. We came to fully get into here. We came to planet Earth to embrace physical existence as source spirits and then to revel in the delight of being physical. Not to transcend it all as if its physicality is somehow limiting us in some way. By becoming, an ascetic where we reject the sensuality of physical experience, which is just religious bullshit, as if anything in the physical realm can limit you in any way, but it can't. You are unlimited. You cannot be limited by anything. If your intention coming here was to get out as quickly as possible, well then a much quicker method would be to just jump off the nearest cliff as soon as you can crawl to that cliff. The truth is, every soul on earth was 100% fully excited to be here for all the priceless gifts that physicality has to offer, that this sensuality and sexuality and yes, even the drama has to offer. And if everyone understood how excited that they truly were to be here and to be in the specific body they're in, the specific gender they're in, with all of its biases, with all of its desires, no one would ever be depressed or try to be anything other than how they are. They would just have fun. So, meditation and other similar alignment processes are not designed to somehow transcend physicality. That's not the goal. They are ultimately designed to help you merge your non-physical, spiritual, source self with your physical human self for the invaluable, joyful experiences of being physical and turning your thoughts and your desires into physical things. And they are designed to help you to consciously live an unconditional existence in a conditional body, in a conditional world. I repeat, consciously, because every single soul is living an unconditional existence in this conditional physical world anyway, as the unconditional source that they all truly are. It's only their humanness that is living a conditional existence. So, most humans are unconscious, unconditional source creators, but they're unconscious that they are doing that. They're unconscious that they are source, and unconscious that they create their own realities, and unconscious to the fact that they create every single experience in their lives based on how they're thinking, and unconscious about the fact that the source that they truly are is 100% unconditional in nature, does not care what they're doing, does not judge anything they're doing as good or bad. Everything has value. And the intention of every soul is to become a conscious creator. Everyone's intention when they first came into this body, onto this planet, was to become eventually a conscious creator. To become a conscious, unconditional, spiritual creator of physical conditions. Not just live life like a bramble bush being blown around by society and regurgitating all the crap that society tells them to how to speak and how to think. The goal of everyone is to become a conscious, deliberate creator of reality, especially now. And as anyone knows who is committed to the path of being a conscious, deliberate creator, being unconditional in a very conditional world is not easy. It's the ultimate goal of enlightenment, so to speak. It's the ultimate test of mastery. It's the Kwai Chang Caine Kung Fu mastery goal, to be an unconditional lover in a conditional world, especially since physical reality is so visceral and tangible, whereas the unconditional world of Source is 100% vibrational and feeling oriented. As well as the fact that hardly any of us were trained to be unconditional lovers and livers. But instead we were taught to be 100% conditional lovers and livers. In other words, we were taught to be judgmental assholes, basically. We were taught to judge that behavior and their behavior and compare ourselves to others and compare ourselves to some ideal of God, etc. Hardly any of us were trained to be conscious, deliberate creators with our consciously focused thoughts. I mean, that's true magic. That's classic witchery, which is what the patriarchy tried to kill off. We were not trained to be pro-creators and pro-actors, to create what we want regardless of external conditions. Instead, we were trained to be reactors to external conditions and trained to be action junkies and trained to be control junkies. We were taught that we had to control reality and control other people and control ourselves, and we were trained to believe that to get what we want, we must get rid of what we don't want. We were trained to be fighters or sheep. That was your choice. We were trained to be manipulators of physical reality, controllers of physical reality, to be greedy assholes, or to be little sheep and be told what to do and go to work every day and work on the conveyor belt. We were not taught to be creators of vibrational reality. We were trained to be physical actors and emotional reactors, not spiritual creators of physicality. We were trained to believe that physical action, hard work, sacrifice, and overcoming adversity are highly prized and recognized virtues. And of course, the better you are at overcoming overwhelming odds, the more you get celebrated and the more medals and statues you get. We were not taught easy, effortless, powerful, magical creation that is done with minimal effort, zero struggle, just with our thoughts. And also fun action. Fun action. And zero undesirable action. We were not taught to do that. We were not taught that we can easily create anything that we desire by simply pre-paving our alignment to unconditional joy, well-being, abundance, and love every day, regardless of the state of our external conditions, regardless if we have what we physically want yet or not. We were not taught our unlimited power of focus and our ability to create anything that we want, regardless of what anybody else is doing on planet Earth. Instead, we were taught to believe we needed other people to help us get everything that we want. And we need other people for our emotional and physical survival. And we need to make deals and agreements and vows with other people to get what we want. We were taught to control ourselves, control other people, act certain ways to make other people happy so we can get what we want. Try to get other people to act certain ways so that we can be happy with their behavior. We were basically taught to sell our souls to the proverbial get what you want devil. We were taught to rely upon what other people think, feel, and believe, especially about us, and what they are doing or not doing for us and society to determine how we're going to feel, rather than being unconditional creators and feelers, where we are happy and feel great regardless of what people are doing and regardless of whether they're doing things we like or don't like. So basically, if you want to lead a truly happy, prosperous, joyful, fun, exciting, and fulfilling life, you got to learn how to get yourself into alignment with your natural, divine state of joy, well-being, love, and abundance. That is not dependent on anything or anyone in the world of form being any certain ways. For example, you got to feel joyful. To feel the unconditional joy that you truly are a source, to feel your natural, delicious, happy, excited feeling state, even if there are unjoyful, unwanted things in your life and in the world. And I know you're shaking your head, you're going, how the fuck am I going to do that? We'll get there. Don't you worry. You got to get to a place where you have built a solid foundation of joy. Well, here's the answer to your question. You got to build a solid foundation of joy that is unaffected by external conditions. It's kind of like you got to put your parachute on before you jump out of the plane. Oh no, I've jumped out of the plane. What the hell do I do? How do I get into alignment when there's all this shit going on in my life? Well, you should have thought of that. You should have put your parachute on. But it's not too late. You can still do that. Every day, get into alignment. Build up a foundation of joy and well-being and abundance that is unaffected by external conditions. You got to build up a foundation that's built upon the knowing that everyone is an infinitely powerful creator and there's no such thing as assertion and victimhood, and there's only attraction, and you 100% have the full power and freedom to create anything you want. And every single experience for every soul has 100% been attracted by those souls and was not asserted upon them against their will by some sort of more powerful force than them. That is an illusion. So build a foundation with the understanding that you are 100% in control of your life and reality, and everyone else is too. And regardless of how horrendous that attraction might be, that someone attracts or you attract, that they 100% created it by focusing too much upon unwanted things. They have but at the same time, okay, they created it. They created that shit. But they have the same power to pivot their focus away from unwanted things. They have the same power that they had of creating that shit to pivot to the things that they want, to pivot to joyful, abundant, wanted things, and completely turn their lives around. And create amazing things and create a wonderfully joyful and abundant life for themselves. So that's you. If your life is pretty much shit, well, you have the full power and ability to turn it around. And you do that by getting into alignment with joy, fun, well-being, and abundance every single day with meditations and affirmations and so forth. Your foundation of joy relies upon being able to see the big picture, to see as Source sees, to see life and creation and reality like who you truly are as Source sees it. That's your goal, which of course your Source sees it unconditionally. So your goal is to see, feel, live unconditionally, where you're happy all the time regardless of what the external conditions around you are, with zero judgment, only delight at the miracle of creation, and the understanding that everything in the world of form is temporary, and even the crappy stuff, this too shall pass. Don't make a big deal out of it. Don't be such a drama queen about all the crappy stuff. Just say, this too shall pass. And the knowing that nothing truly serious and life and death and cosmically important is going on down here on planet Earth. No one's mortality or immortality is at stake here, because there's no such thing as judgment. There's no such thing as mistakes. You can't make a mistake, because you're always expanding, you're always growing, you're always learning. And once again, there's no judgment about your mistakes, which don't exist. Source does not see what you do as a mistake, ever. Source never focuses on stuff you don't like. Source only focuses on what you do like and do want and where you're headed. And death is 100% an illusion. 100%. Every soul is infinite and unlimited and immortal. It is impossible for anybody to officially die. Of course, the body dies, but that's another story. And every soul is 100% tapped into the infinitely abundant nature of the universe. So, you got to feel prosperous even if there are aspects of your physical life that are lacking in abundance, or things on planet Earth that are apparently lacking in abundance. You got to feel your infinite, abundant nature as Source, as you truly are as Source, who has the ability to create unlimited abundance of anything, regardless of how much or how little physical representations of riches and abundance exists or don't exist in your life. That's your journey of mastery. You got to feel rich regardless of how many physical representations of riches appear in your life or do not. You got to tap into the infinite riches of the universe and the richness of who you truly are as Source. Because who you truly are as Source is infinite richness, infinite abundance, infinite wellness, infinite joy, infinite love. And you got to feel the love that you truly are, regardless if there is an abundance of physical human love in your life or a lack of physical human love in your life. And regardless of the abundance or lack of abundance of physical love that appears to be on earth or not. And the key to that is to understand that the things you desire, the love, joy, money, fun, adventure, excitement, relationships, abundance, etc., you want, you as Source, are the essence of those things. You as Source already are those things, because who you truly are as Source is the essence of creation. You are a creator of worlds. Who you truly are is the pure essence of unconditional love, joy, fun, riches, abundance, adventure, bliss, excitement, and fulfillment. Who you truly are as source does not and cannot experience lack or feelings of lack, or suffer from lack of unwanted things, or suffer from, unwanted things. Because source, who you truly are, is the essence of unlimited creation. And any desire you have, your source instantly creates that desire in vibrational reality. Your source never longs for anything because your source instantly, vibrationally creates everything instantly. Imagine that. That you have the ability to create anything. I want a gold bar. It's there. Well, that's how your source is. So essentially everything you want, you already have and already are, because you are everything as source. You are everything you desire already. Which are really feelings, not things. So source instantly creates everything you want vibrationally. So it already exists in vibrational reality. So for you, it's not there physically, but it is there vibrationally, which means it is available to you on a feeling level. You can feel for those things you desire. And you can even feel how your source feels already having those desires. The excitement of already creating those desires. Living those desires. Being those desires. That your source is already doing, already being, already having. You can feel that. You can't instantly create $1 million, but you can feel the joy of having $1 million and feel the joy of spending that $1 million. Because the only reason you want anything is for the joy and fun of it. For the feeling of it. Physically having something is meaningless. It doesn't do anything for you. It's only the feeling you have about it that is the fun stuff. So you already have what you want because you are the essence of joy and fun. What you want is joy and fun. So you already have what you want from the thing that you want. You want the money so that you'll be happy. You want the girl so you'll be happy. You want the boy so you'll be happy. You want the etc. so you'll be happy. But you are already the essence of joy, so you already have what you want. You don't need the stuff to experience joy and fun. Because you're already the essence of joy and fun. You can be happy and are always happy as source, regardless of your or anyone's physical conditions. You have that power. It's your choice. You can be wallowing in self-pity because of your apparent physical lack of love or money or sex or success or joy or adventure, etc. Or you can be happy regardless of your physical conditions by connecting to who you truly are as the essence of joy and fun and well-being and abundance and love, etc. And if you want to keep it real, really real, the truth is you don't really have the general ability to instantly and magically manifest every single desire that you have that you believe will give you eternal happiness. But you do have the instant, magical, miraculous ability to be happy whether those desires have manifested yet or not. That is the true magic that you hold within you. Because that's what you really want. You only want things because you believe they'll make you happy. You have the extremely powerful ability to feel happy anytime. You have the infinite, unlimited power to feel happy anytime, at any moment, regardless of any physical conditions, regardless of anyone or anything. In other words, you have zero physical control over external reality. It's time to surrender to that fact. Contrary to what humans believe, who believe they have control over everything and are working so freaking hard to control reality. The fact of the matter is, you have zero physical control over physical external reality. But you have full 100% infinite, magical, all-powerful, unlimited control over your internal reality. Boom, mic drop. And having control over your inner reality is the only way to change your external reality. Double mic drop. So I'll say that again. You have 100% control over your inner reality, and controlling your inner reality is the only way that you can actually change external reality. So you're spinning your wheels in the mud, stuck in the mud, trying to control external reality. But as soon as you start controlling your internal reality by getting happy, getting connected to your true essence of joy, love, well-being, and abundance, now you can actually physically, magically, infinitely, and instantly create anything you want. Because this is a universe of creation and attraction, not assertion. Nothing and no one can assert their will upon you without you attracting it. Which means you cannot realistically assert your will upon anything or anyone to change so that you can be happy with their improved condition. Yes, you can assert action into and upon physical reality, but it will still only change if other people agree with your desire, either willingly or under duress because you've got a gun stuck to their head or you put them in prison or whatever. And here's the kicker. As soon as you figure out how to get happy regardless if your physical conditions are all making you happy or not, well, you'll then attract non-stop, joyful, fun, abundant things that match the vibration of your happiness. Mic drop again. So your daily and even minute-by-minute goal in life is to get happy and stay happy regardless of any and all external conditions so that you're happy all the time regardless of what anybody else on planet Earth is doing. But that's not all. As an added bonus, you actually get all the fun, joyful stuff you want because your desires, the things that you believe will make you happy, they manifest into your life because they vibrationally match your unconditional joy. Quadruple mic drop. These mics, I'm going to have to get new mics. And you can then blissfully traverse this physical mortal plane having fun every moment of every day because you're enjoying every moment of the adventure of creation. Even though most people around you are struggling and not having near as much fun as you are because they are playing the old game of conditional existence where their happiness is dependent on external forces and they believe they've got to control external forces to be happy. Where they live the disempowered premise of when I get what I want, then I'll be happy. When I can get rid of all the things that I don't want, I'll be happy. Whereas you live under the quantumly empowered premise of when I am happy, I naturally attract everything I want, which is all the fun, exciting, abundant things and beautiful, loving, generous, fun people that match my natural state of joy. So I hope you enjoyed my vodcast, The Secret Key of Enlightenment, living unconditionally in a very conditional world. And it helps you to become the conscious, deliberate master of creation that you truly are. And of course, the master key to doing that is getting happy. And the master key to getting happy then is being able to be happy every day, regardless of what external conditions get thrown at you. Regardless of how much shit hits the fan and hits you in the face, you're able to pivot towards what you want, towards wanted things and fun things and joyful things to attract more joyful things. And you just use those unwanted things, the shit that hits you in the face, as launching pads. The unwanted things give you clarity about what you want. So just use the shit as your fertilizer to grow beautiful flowers. When the shit hits you in the face, go, okay, I don't like that, I don't want that, so what do I want? Focus on what you want. Focus on what you want. Focus on what you want. When you focus on what you want, you'll be happy all the time. Guaranteed. Now, if you want to take these amazing teachings that I just gave you even further so that you can actually become a conscious, deliberate, infinitely empowered, enlightened master of creation, where you build a foundation of joy that is unshakable and unaffected by physical conditions and what everyone else is doing on planet Earth, and giving you the conscious, deliberate, and immensely fun ability to create absolutely anything that you desire, but most of all, be happy every day of your life, then I emphatically recommend my audio and video series, The Master Keys of Success and Daily Success Rituals, available at masterkeysofsuccess.com. That's masterkeysofsuccess.com. Of course, there will be a link in this video or podcast. Get that series. It's always growing. I'm always adding more videos and audios to it. I think there's at least 50 different things on there. And I guarantee you get stuck into that stuff every day. You get into alignment every day. You're gonna create such a kick-ass life. You're going to be thanking me profusely and taking me on holidays because you're so freaking rich and you got so much freedom and you're so full of fun that, of course, I'm going to want to hang around with you. So, get onto it. Now, I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I know you did because it was freaking amazing, as all of my podcasts are, and it helps you become a conscious, deliberate creator of reality and getting happy every day. Please share this with your friends. Send them a link. Forward it to them. Post it on your social media. Tell the world. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, my podcast channel, The Master Keys of Creation. Come visit me at ZaKaiRan.com for tons more self-empowering goodies to help you become a conscious, deliberate creator of reality. And make all your dreams come true and help you get into alignment with who and what you truly are as source. My name is ZaKaiRan, and I'm here to help you remember that you are an unlimited master of divine creation, and you have the power and the freedom to create the joy, love, well-being, and abundance that you desire. Thanks again for watching my video or listening to this podcast, and I wish you immense joy and abundance on your magnificent journey of divine creation. And, of course, remember to make life a holiday. Woohoo!